So since it worked so well last time, when I went over which is the worst race, and came to the conclusion that the blacks are the worst race. If I remember that episode correctly, that was the conclusion that I came to, and I came to it even quicker than what I just said then. So since that episode went down so well, and everyone loved it, and everyone thought it was, really funny, but informative. It was informative and entertaining. It was infotaining. They found it to be so, funny, And so I thought I would do an update, not an update, but now I'd like to go over which is the worst gender. We've gone over the races, but now it's time for the genders. Which of both of them is the worst? Which one would it be, I'm wondering if I should be saying which is the worst sex. Bloody sex I had last week, I'll tell you what. Obviously it has to be, one of the really obscure ones, like a kind of non-binary. Well, I came up with something yesterday. I came up with a gender the other day. What was it called? Binary plural. It's like when you're two at the same time. Binary. Binary bi. Trans-binary. Binary fluid. I think that was it. I got some gender fluid for you right here. Ugh. I'm sure that joke's been done a bunch before. But anyway, as for the worst gender, so out of, the 98% of the population, which of the two is the worst? A man or woman? Oh, well, men do this, but women do that. I feel like it's safe to say that we all think that, we all know, like, men, are just brutish, brutal, brute force, it too brute kind of guys, just going around like, just shove your face in a bloody wood chipper. But women, on the other hand, they're like soft, cuddly, teddy bear, fluffy, pillowy, tampon like, and they smell like shampoo, and they're so sensitive, and the crystals and sparkles and sprinkles and glitter and confetti. Women don't murder. Don't like just stab a man in the heart. They will do metaphorically though. No, don't you know about that, lads? Hey, but I think I forget which one, but like Louis C.K. said it in a special where he was saying like, men are like, he's saying like women will, they won't physically attack you, but they can just really fuck you up. Like a man will cut off your arm, but he'll still leave you as the person that you are. But women, they won't cause violence against you, but they can just fuck up who it is you are, your psyche, your consciousness, your soul. That's and that does seem to be like less direct, but deeper and more painful kind of violence. So fuck women. Women are sick. They're disgusting. What's wrong with them? Yeah, so I'm not a fan of that. Like, yeah, what would you rather? Your arm cut off or... I don't know. I was thinking about it at work that... I was just thinking that men... So here's my quick answer. Who's the better gender? It's men. Of course, it's not going to be women. Don't be silly. That's ridiculous. Can you imagine asking someone what's the best gender out there, and they said women? You'd be like, look, all right, just ignore the fact that you want to fuck them. Like, now tell me. They're like, oh man, of course. I mean, I reckon in a couple of decades' time, men will really be better women than women. If you catch my drift, I'm talking about transgender. It'll be like, I'm not fucking this woman. I'm not fucking her in a natural vagina. Fuck that. Kind of fuck. I want a transgender fella, broad, who's gonna suck, who knows how to suck dick because they had their ribs removed so they could suck their own, and they know how to suck a mean dick. What do women know about it? They don't practice at all, except when they're on a guy. A transgender woman could do it at any time, unless they've already got a hole. And if that's the case, I'm fucking that neo-vagina. So, yeah, that's why I think transgender women are the best gender. What I was thinking earlier is that men are the best and the worst. That's why you see a nice bell curve of men all over the place here and there, like in IQ, or with IQ, and that kind of like results in, more incarceration, yet more representation, or in this field or that field, or more. So it just goes to show, men are smarter than women and dumber. If you go around saying that, people are like, oh my god, you're so sexist against, you're misogynist. It's like I'm saying men are dumber as well. I'm dumber than most women, it seems. Like, how dare you? You go to jail, go to re-education camps. And that'll be it. Yeah, that, I don't really have too much else to really, it shouldn't have been quicker than the race one, because race, who even cares about race? Who gives a fuck? What I really should do is, which is the worst class? And we all know who that is. The poor. the poorest. They don't work. They don't clean. They don't pay taxes. They just shit out babies and steal. And, the more money you have, the more you're contributing to a capitalist society, and your existence and your wealth is contributing to people, many people, like having a job or like getting to work their job. So in a capitalist civilization, like, you having more money means you have more life force. So if you're poor, you have barely any life force. Yet I wouldn't be able to tell by the way you're running around or crack down on the streets, huh? Yeah. I can keep winking and nudging during this podcast. But yeah, I'll never believe anyone when they say that they really like the poor. Like, people just want to like the poor just because it's cool, Fuck that, man. Just, like, I don't believe these people when they're like, oh, the poor are amazing. No, like, you just feel bad for them. Understandably, because they're just in the shit situation, and that's going to cause whatever consequences it causes. That's a very, tight-knit, messed up scenario there. But everyone wants to hate rich people because they're just like, oh, rich people. Well, as I just said, they have more life force, so why are you fucking around? Like, they're the ones giving you a job. Oh, no, I should have their money. Why can't they give... He has $8 billion. He could give each person on the planet $1 billion. Why doesn't he do it? So you can spend it all on candy. So you can spend it on the Oreo ice creams. The round ones. That's like an Oreo ice cream sandwich that's been dipped in chocolate. So that's the chocolate around it. So you can just buy a bunch of them and get diabetes from them, and then pay all that money on more of those ice creams and more diabetes medication. Because that's how it's going to be for everyone. Everyone's going to get so... People are going to be pretty gluttonous in that regard. But anyway, back to worst class or race or the gender. Yeah, I'm sorry, ladies, but like, you're like the second best gender out of the two genders, but you're not last either. Here's my ranking of men and women. Men, women, men. Women are fucked up. Women are like evil, Machiavellian, just like... and they ruined every facet of modern day world. But men, on the other hand, will, like, you know, come up to you in the street, even in broad daylight, and just go and just unce you, just whack you one, and you don't even know what's happened. You're just like, whoa! Like, in a split second, you know, you're like walking past this guy, and you're like, you got that thing in your brain where it's like 5% of your brain, or even less, is just like, this guy's gonna punch my head off. And you're like, why would he do that? It's not gonna happen. As you think when you walk past every person, you know, which is fine. But if you did that past an Australian man, he would. He's just like, he just wants to, he's got that anger, he's gonna take it out on you. Yeah, it's not fair, but that's what you get for mingling with men. That's what you get for having a society that lets men roam about for free, you know. I think men should, like, all be in prison upon birth. And then you have to, like, demonstrate your way out of there. Like, you can get out by the time you're maybe 14 or 16, you know? And you can do it later as well, but, like, and then there's, like, a certain point where when you're in your early 20s, it's like, if you haven't gotten out by then, you're never gonna get out. You're always gonna stay in that prison, you know? That's how it should be for men. Because otherwise they just grow up and they're just such... Especially when you get, like, feral men, you know... I don't even call them men. They're just boys. The ones that are just like... I guess they're the ones I was just talking about, where they go around going... They're like rat people. Just going around and... They're waiting on, like, a divine intervention where it's just like... But it's from Satan, so it comes down, and when it hits them, they're just like, they start seeing red, and they're just like, oh, I'm gonna get it out. Oots! And then they just punch the nearest lady. Start beating up their boyfriend. Knock him out. He pisses himself. The girlfriend's like, oh my god! The guy's like, but, you know, a man like that, on the other hand, would be a very smart, famous scientist author. Or, you know, wrote many books about scientific... you know, you'd have a man, like the kind of guy that gets out of prison at 10 years old, or maybe earlier, and he like gets really devoted to this nerdy shit, his nerdy geeky science shit, you know, and he's like a calm person. He's like an ordinary, fucking sensible human being. You know, he's like basically, he's like a really smart woman at this point. He's not like, you know, because you don't see it a lot with women. Like, it's like saying, oh, you don't see a lot of women in gangs. You know, just, I don't know if that's un-PC to say or not, but, you know, I'd like to see a bit more diversity in the gangs. Come on now, Crips and Bloods, step it up. This is 2023 for crying out loud. Have a bit more diversity, call blimey. Yeah, you don't see too many, like, women, and if you do, they're feral. But, like, I honestly, and this is sexist, but, like, I don't get threatened by women, even though I'm a weak shit. Like, if I saw a woman, even if she seemed cracked out, and she was going, as a guy version of that, I'd be like, oh. But a woman, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Even if she came up to me and started, like, trying to fuck with me and trying to beat the shit out of me, no, I would demolish her. I would absolutely ruin her. She'd get wrecked. She'd be on the ground. Oh! She's on the ground. She'd piss her pants. Just one ounce from me, and that's it. Anyway, so yeah, that's my worst genre. And now onto some a more serious topic. Which flags are the best? Which is the best flag? Which is the worst flag? I'll tell you what the worst flag is, really. Australia's flag is a bloody insult because, and I don't see it a whole lot apart from with us, New Zealand, and two other random countries. But our flag has someone else's flag in it. What kind of flaggatry is this? This is an outrage. What cucks are we to have like the United Kingdom's flag in ours? What a bunch of what are we fucking still on their cock or everything? Like, what should we have instead? Like, we can keep the Southern Cross, mate. But we need to replace the Union Jack with something else in our flag, because we should just have our own. We should just be more original. I was thinking of a few things, like we could have, just Ned Kelly says such is life. Ned Kelly, like in the whole get up with the guns and the bucket head. He's like driving a Holden Commodore that has like his sticker of himself on the back, and it says such is life. Or it could be the Queen, who's dead. The Queen is dead. Or I reckon the best one to have would be Prince Harry being hung. There's a Southern Cross. So yeah, fuck the Australian flag. And I mean, this Union Jack is bullshit anyway. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but it just looks like a bunch of, it's just a bunch of crosses. Like, there's really not much to it, I like the flags that just seem a bit more detailed, with like the sort of shit that they have here and there. It's like the Welsh flag, for instance, like, has a fucking dragon in it. That's badass. That's fucking cool. That's better than Switzerland's shit or whatever. Fucking Switzerland just has a cross. A white cross on a red background. So what are you, a fucking ambulance? What is this, a hospital? Fuck off. I don't care how good your healthcare is. Oh, God. Uruguay has some weird shit going on. It looks like a Midsummer kind of thing where but again, it's still got like something a bit more detailed going on. It's got this like hippie, weird sun looking thing. I feel very threatened by it. You are gay. I've not even heard of this country, but Saint Lucia, wherever the hell that is. That looks like the Star Trek flag. So that's nice. Saudi Arabia's is awesome. It's just green, and it's got some, like, Arabic, or I don't know, kind of writing. And then underneath is just a sword. Yeah, man, that's right. That's what we're going to behead you with. I mean, the flag might as well just be a beheaded guy's just going, oh! Just, like, his eyes half open, his head, like, on his torso, on his, like, stomach. Like, it's actually been cut off. Just looking like an idiot. It's like, yeah, this is what happens. And all this Arabic writing as well looks kind of sharp and pointy as well. I love this, man. It's badass. It makes me not want to go to the country out of fear. That's good. That's a good sign. So many of these flags are like very derivative. It's just like blue, yellow, red, black, white. Like a combination of those in like 3 or 4 columns or rows. Like that's it. Like everyone's just copying each other. That's why I like some of these ones that just have, just a touch more going on. Like, check out this North Macedonia. It looks like the fucking Kamehameha wave. Looks like it's being built up, That's a cool flag. Nicaragua. Mozambique's flag. Is this real? Am I being trolled? God. It looks like a flag you'd find on 4chan or like, or even like a racist website. Like, on its side, it's got just a bunch of shit going on. Really, like it's so like this flag's. I don't like it. It's very busy, but there's a lot of columns and shit going on. And then there's like the triangle on the side, and then a bunch of shit in there, like a yellow star on a red background. Okay, so there's a fucking what looks like an AK-47 with a musket on the end, and then. I don't know what that is. A garden hoe? Just like, okay, oh no, that makes sense. And then a book underneath. So like, where's this again? Mozambique. So you got defense, but then you have cultivation, and then you also have the Book of Mormon or whichever religion they have. Yeah, I don't know. It's a bit too much to throw in one, especially when you got it all tucked away in like the corner there. The weirdest, the most Yeah, the strangest flag to me is Uganda, because it's got a cartoon chicken or turkey. I don't know. It literally does. It literally has in the middle what looks like the fucking mascot from Better Call Saul Gus's establishment. What's it called? Los Holos. Los Homos de Español. That's what it looks like. It's a cartoon chicken. Again, like, some of these are so badly photoshopped. It looks like they created these flags, like, very recently. I haven't heard of so many of these countries, but they got cool flags. Kiribati. It's kind of cool. Kyrgyzstan. Kyriga. Yeah, that's cool. It looks like either like a neo-folk symbol or something from Pokemon or D&D. Just some vague-looking image, but I like the yellow on red. So that's nice. And then Kenya, like, this almost seems racist, but it's just got like a spear and a shield and two spears. Oh man, that's so stereotypical. That's racist against themselves. Oh man, I don't even know which country this is. Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan, yeah, their flag. Again, the sun with a bird, and yeah, that's nice. You know, got a good, relaxing blue color to it. If you want a flag with a bit more shit going on, then you can look at, oh god, what is this one again? Guatemala. Yeah, their flag's cool, even though I can't, speak the English. I have no idea what it says on there. Umbrota 15th de September de 1921. Here in Guatemala. Yeah, something with a bit more bloody, rather than just like, hey, red, black, and blue. And same goes for Eswatini. Guess somewhere in Africa, I don't know. Again, it's got like a shield with spears on the front, and then this one sucks, man. This one's got like, it looks like a football in the middle, and then you're like, what are these little things going on? These three things, and it's just, they look like leaves, like blue leaves, and it's just shit color here with like this gray blue against like a yellow and red. Like, fuck off. Ecuador. Wow, man. Look at their flag. It's got like a whole fucking... You might as well just have a photo of the country in it. It's got like a bird on a whole thing with showing you the nicest place in this country, I suppose. All right, let's end this up on like two of the coolest looking ones. All right, just like Wales, Bhutan. It's got a sweet ass flag. It's got a dragon on it, just like Wales. Oh, this one's like carrying an apple in each of its feet. Oh, that's weird. Also kind of a goofy looking dragon. I mean, the idea was there, but it just needed a bit better execution. And then, I don't know, Albania's looks cool. Again, some of these look like, very, militaristic, far right. Oh, oh no, I'm so scared. Oh. Like a lot of these flags seem to give off the feeling of being like, hey, don't step on me. we got guns and muskets and knives and tear gas. As you can see, it's all on our flag. Our flag means death. Anyway, I'll probably tune in next week. Next week for the coolest country name in the world. It'd have to be Australia. And then Belize, which has a white man and a black man on the cover. Yeah, and they're holding hands. The flag is just that scene, that shot from Predator of just like black hand and white hand wrestling together. All right, I was thinking about like the homo flags as well. So to quickly, and first of all, the Aboriginal flag is cool as well. It's like a sun with like a black sky, but like a red ground. Yeah, it looks good. Good color usage. Although a lot of other countries have used the same color scheme, but not to that ingenuity, I guess. But as for the homo flags, I mean, the first one where it was just the colors. You'd think it'd be good because it seemed like it was showing the spectrum of colors going from red down to like violet. But it doesn't. No, it doesn't sit well. Like, it's not actually a spectrum. Like, it doesn't transition, from one color to another in the flag. It just goes right from one to the other. So that color scheme is really fucked. But you don't even see that around nowadays. In fact, it's offensive to be showing that gay flag nowadays, because nowadays you have the new homo flag, which is a fucking garbled mess. It's just like that, those colors, but then like a bunch of other colors on top with like, pink, white, black, because black is a sexual orientation. And that's all in like the triangle on the side, which is like, I guess, a cool thing for the flag people to do, for the flaggers. But I don't know, that actually does make it look better, but it's still a garbled mess. But it's trying to bring in like the trans flag as well, which I think looks great. The trans flag is good, it's got like a nice color scheme. It's like very, what am I trying to say, like light. You just got like the white in the middle, and then like a nice pink and a baby blue, just right there, It's real good, it always reminded me of like those ice creams where they'd have like, blueberry, strawberry, and vanilla. Like, it's yummy. It looks nice, I want to eat it. I'm going to eat the trans flag, but I'll be charged with a hate crime. Oh, why am I doing this? I'm typing in like the queer flags, but like, there's just going to be 175 of them, so... Oh, fuck me, man. How many fucking flags can you... It's just like... Yeah, no, it's like, this one here, it's like every year there's a new one, and they all just have like a slight difference, but they're mostly the same, but they got a... I like this bisexual flag. It's very simple, though. I don't give a fuck. Alright, whatever. They're, yeah, they all look about the same. I saw one in there that was like a, basically a furry, a brony flag that was created. Yeah. When's my fart fetish community gonna get our own flag that's like a big black booty? A dragon coming out. A dragon like pinching his nose like, oh, damn. Alright, well, yeah, whoop-de-doo. That's all the flags for you flaggers. Flags. For you flags tonight. So, thank you for listening. This has been the David Morgan Brown Experience, episode 7. We're going over... Man, I guess I really am. If anyone was even listening to this podcast, I would get cancelled again. I'd be like, oh, why did they cancel this time? Is it because I said that... I got canceled. My podcast got canceled because I said, and then apparently it's not allowed, and so I can't have my podcast up on the internet anymore. The internet banned my podcast, and I can't have my podcast up on YouTube or the internet anymore. So this is my last episode.